Delete your theories, every single one of them. If you have spent the last few weeks trying to figure out how Boyd and Jade are going to use the symbols to escape this nightmare, you need to stop right now. Because from Season 4, Episode 6 just dropped a single terrifying detail that completely ruined every single fan theory on the internet. We were not just wrong about Jade's survival, we were completely blind to what the town was actually planning. Tonight's episode, The Heart is a Lonely Hunter, just turned our smartest ally into our absolute worst nightmare. Lock your doors and pay close attention, because we are exposing the exact second the rules of this town were permanently rewritten. For months, the entire FROM community has been building theories around one major hope. We all believed that if Jade could just decipher the historical loop of the town, he could find the gateway out. We treated Jade like the ultimate savior who would use his genius tech background to crack the code. But tonight, that hope was completely burned to the ground. The reality is far darker than anyone dared to imagine. And the truth is that the entity controlling this place did not just pull Jade into uncharted territory to isolate him. It did it to completely override his mind and take control of his thoughts. When you look at how this episode opens, the shift in the atmosphere is instant. The comforting separation between the daylight and the night is totally gone. And the heavy psychological weight has crushed the spirit of the survivors. But the real destruction happens silently in the minds of our leaders. The moment Boyd looks into Jade's eyes in tonight's episode, the realization hits him like a physical blow. Jade is not trying to solve the puzzle to save the town anymore. He has officially crossed the threshold into absolute madness. By analyzing the structural breakdown of this episode, we can prove that the entity has successfully planted a completely false narrative inside Jade's head. Every theory we had about using the symbols for freedom was actually a trap designed by the town itself. Tonight, we watched our smartest character walk straight into that trap with his eyes wide open, completely unaware that his brain is being rewritten. The town does not want to kill Jade with teeth and claws. It wants to use his brilliant mind to destroy every single person left alive from the inside out. This completely shatters our safety net and proves that no one is safe anymore, at any time of day. Our old theories are officially dead, and a new nightmare has begun. This brings us directly into the heart of the nightmare, the brutal, psychological chess match between Boyd Stevens and what is left of Jade Herrera. In the past, their arguments were just typical clashes of ego. It was always the soldier trying to maintain physical order against the billionaire tech genius trying to crack a cosmic code. But tonight, that whole dynamic shifted into pure psychological horror. If you look closely at the friction between them in the deep, uncharted woods, you can see that Boyd is still operating on pure survival instinct. He wants walls, he wants talismans, and he wants a stable settlement back home. But Jade is completely checked out from reality. The terrifying detail you need to understand is that Jade is not just screaming or acting frantic anymore. The real twist is his sudden, eerie calmness. When Boyd confronts him about the validity of his mind-bending visions, Jade does not even flinch. The entity has successfully weaponized Jade's signature trait, his absolute obsession with logic, and twisted it into a tool of mass manipulation. Jade is no longer just seeing random ghosts. He is actively trying to convince Boyd to abandon the town's defensive rules. He is pushing Boyd to risk everything on a dangerous new theory that promises an escape. But in reality, it is a beautifully designed suicide mission. This is where our massive theory ruin happens. For 3 seasons, we believed that if Boyd's leadership and Jade's intellect combined, they would be unstoppable. We thought they were the ultimate duo to break the loop. Tonight, the town completely turned that strength into their ultimate vulnerability. By replacing Jade's rational logic with a direct, hostile download from the entity, the town has created an insider threat that Boyd is completely unequipped to handle. Boyd is used to fighting physical monsters that rip people apart in the dark. He has absolutely no idea how to fight a psychological virus that has taken over his smartest ally. Every single line of dialogue between them in the forest felt like a trap closing in. Jade is laying down a false trail of breadcrumbs, and Boyd, out of sheer desperation to save his people, is starting to listen. This is not just a disagreement anymore. It is a battle for the very survival of the community, and our leaders are completely divided. Now let's stop the tape, freeze the frame, and expose the exact jaw-dropping detail that completely destroys every theory we have built over the last 4 seasons. If you were too busy watching the intense shouting match between Boyd and Jade, you completely missed a massive clue hiding right in plain sight in the background. Look closely at the trees behind Jade right before the final sequence. There is a specific distorted carving on the bark that perfectly matches the hidden symbol Christopher drew in his journal 40 years ago. But here's the terrifying twist that ruins everything. That carving was not there in the previous episodes. It did not belong to the old history of the town. The edges of the wood are fresh. This single detail proves a horrifying truth that changes the entire rules of the show. The entity is not just sending abstract visions into Jade's mind. It is actively altering the physical environment in real time to match his descending madness. The town is literally building a customized maze just for Jade, bending reality to make him believe he is successfully tracking down the gateway out. All those popular fan theories claiming that the symbols are a historical map or an ancient escape code left behind by previous survivors are completely ruined. The symbols are not a map to escape. They are a dynamic, living trap that updates itself based on what the smartest character thinks. The entity wants Jade to find these clues because it is using his genius brain to manifest a brand new nightmare into the physical world. Think about the sheer tactical brilliance of this evil force. By feeding Jade tailored clues that look completely authentic, the town guarantees that Jade will fiercely defend his new theories to Boyd. When Jade tells Boyd they need to abandon their current defenses and walk straight into a specific sector of the forest, he is not lying. He genuinely believes he solved the puzzle. But that one fresh carving proves that Jade is no longer an independent thinker. He has become a puppet, an organic extension of the town's will. The entity has successfully planted a Trojan horse right inside Boyd's inner circle, using our favorite genius to dismantle the town's survival plans from the inside out. We were all waiting for a monster to infiltrate the house, but the real traitor is the infected mind of the man they trust the most. This brings us straight to the final devastating fallout of the episode. That one fresh carving on the tree doesn't just destroy our favorite theories, it completely seals the tragic fate of the entire community heading into next week. This jaw-dropping revelation perfectly sets up the title of episode 7, which is officially called Best Laid Plans. For 4 seasons, Boyd, Tabitha, and the rest of the survivors have been working on their best laid plans to fortify the town, protect their food supply, and find a way back home. But the town has just exposed its hand. It allowed them to build those plans, it allowed them to feel safe, and it allowed them to trust Jade's genius mind, only to rip the rug out from under them at the worst possible moment. The stage is now completely set for an absolute civil war of trust in the next episode. When Boyd tries to gather everyone to execute an escape plan based on Jade's calculations, he will unknowingly be leading his entire people directly into the entity's grand trap. The smartest man in the town has turned into a walking countdown timer, and no one even realizes his mind is completely compromised. This is exactly why this show is a psychological masterpiece. It takes our hope, weaponizes it against us, and leaves the characters utterly helpless. Did you catch any other hidden details or strange background markings in the uncharted woods before the screen cut to black? If tonight's massive twist completely blew your mind and left you staring at the screen in pure shock, do not forget to smash that like button right now. Drop your wildest theories in the comments section below. Tell me, do you think Boyd will realize Jade is compromised before it is too late, or is the settlement officially doomed? Make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on all notifications right now, because we are going to break down this entire nightmare week by week all the way to the absolute final frame of the season finale. Thank you so much for locking in tonight. Keep your eyes open for hidden clues and stay safe out there if you can.